Hello, Minnie.
Hello, how's it going?
Yeah, so Minnie asked about the camels at Barubi Beach.
Oh, the ship of the desert.
The ship of the desert.
Don't hold your tongue and say that.
Oh dear.
You'll end up with something else on the desert.
I don't know what you're trying to say. Anyway, so here are just photos of Barubi Beach because she asked if it was the camels at Port Stephens. I said yes.
Yes.
Yeah, they're from a farm called Oakvale. And they're really popular.
They are. They're like coffee. You get one lump or two.
No, there's only one lump. Okay, we only have that singular hump.
Well, that
Camel.
sucks.
That's not dromedary.
That's not. If they're
What?
pregnant, they get two humps.
It's a bulge. It's not a hump. It's all fat on the back. Okay. Anyway, so this is what the queue is. I think this was taken earlier this year, actually, for one of the long weekends we had.
Yep.
And yeah, so if you go there, I'd suggest that you do it during the weekdays, not the weekends. And what are you laughing about?
Don't mind me, I'm just thinking about something.
Is it rude?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, we'll go on to more camel photos. Here we go. There we go. This was nice, a sunset ride.
Yep, that's a twilight camel.
I like the fact that they go to the water. Don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they go to the sand dunes for the camel ride and then
Down to the water.
down to the water. Splish, splash, splosh.
It's not an ad for sunscreen.
And yeah, I showed her this photo of Jaffa, my camel. Yeah, she was my... I think it must be a she or a he. Or is it named after Jaffa the lolly?
Probably named after Jaffa the lolly.
Yeah, so I'm not sure because I don't know. How can you tell if a camel's male? If I didn't check.
Check by its little humps.
No, little...
Yeah, little humps.
Yeah, well, I wanted to discuss one of my girlfriends who he never wants to do the camel ride at Barubi. Yeah, because she said she thinks it's cruel. She says, you know, this little thing attached to their nostril, it's some sort of way to make sure that they get up when they have to and follow the rest of the caravan as they go along the beach.
Don't know much about camels, to be quite honest.
I don't know how much cruel it is. Is it maybe like, you know, with bulls when sometimes they have that?
Well, look, the other thing though too is you look at humans who have nose rings.
Yeah, well, that's true.
You
Does it
stick
really
through
hurt?
You
Yeah.
stick it through the cartilage bit, and theoretically it should know.
Yeah, but my girlfriend refuses to. And I told her, you have to ride the camel, or guess what happens to the old camel?
It ends up dog food.
Camel burger.
Nah, dog food.
Well, so that's the thing. So,
Becomes pal puppy food.
so we have like so many feral camels in the desert because they were brought here by Afghan cameleers. And I think the first mosque was maybe Broken Hill, I think. And as a result, because once they opened the desert up, I think they were there to do the telegraph pole between South Australia to the Northern Territory. And then I think once that was done, they were just let loose.
Let loose because there's no need for them anymore.
And now we export them to the Middle East because we've got really good camels, good camel quality.
Yeah.
There we go. It's like shipping coal to Newcastle, as they say. We're shipping coal to the Saudis, or
We're shipping camels.
yeah, we are shipping camels.
Not
We're
coal.
shipping ships of the... Well, we are
We're
shipping
shipping
coal.
ships.
Ships of the desert.
Slip of the tongue.
Okay, do you have anything else to say to Minnie? She was asking about why we haven't done the strain, and I said, I'm so busy. Too busy, Minnie.
Yeah, she's flat out like a lizard drinking.
And I told her we're going to the air show this weekend.
Yeah, we're going to go see some planes.
Yeah, so I might post some jets just for you, Minnie. Do you like jets? They're fascinating, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to the air show.
Except for the American ones.
So you'll... What? What did you say?
Nothing.
What
I
did
don't
you
want to upset American
What did
viewers.
you... Yeah, she is from San Diego, and you know they've got a big, massive military base down there.
It's
So
in
you
the
bet...
F-35s, they fly.
I know. Mr. Martin has been watching your congressional hearings about the defense budget you have, and he thinks it's a total rort. But I'm surprised because you're not really into American politics.
When Donald Trump gets up there and says it's a joke, that's saying something.
I know, but he is a joke.
That's what I mean.
I know, but still, they've got their elections next year, and that's going to be one whole shit show.
He swore.
That is true. This is an adult channel, and then you've got the British. Oh my gosh, the British one.
How do we go from camels to politics?
Because you talked about the fighter jets and the F-35s, and I said to Minnie in this video that you like watching the congressional hearings just to have a laugh about their defense hearings.
That's great. It's like watching Dad and Dave.
You have to explain who Dad and Dave is.
It's an old British series about two guys who are just idiots, and they go backwards and forwards discussing life, the universe, and everything.
But you know what's really fascinating around Williamtown? That you've got now all these defense companies popping up.
Oh, Boeing and all that.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting for us anyway, because I wouldn't call it a bribe, but it's because we look to the Americans to help us with our defense. So in return, we have to buy your jets and your other military equipment. But that's a story for another time, because I know what's going to happen. We'll be digressing into Abraham's tanks and all that
and
stuff.
Camels with guns.
No.
Strapping a 50 cal to a camel.
But let's go back to the camel. So Birubi Beach is actually where they trained for the North African front during World War II, because it's so
sandy.
So sandy, so much desert.
Full of camels.
You can imagine this is our version of the Sahara.
Yeah,
Yes.
without Lawrence.
You know they sell camel cheese now.
Take no prisoners.
Anyway, I think that's it. I think that we should end this now, eh?
We should. We're going into Lawrence of Arabia now.
Oh, speaking of, we should, costume party.
Seriously?
Yeah. We'll have to bring our own camels.
Who's gonna dress up as in the Emperor's new clothes, or what's the name? The chick that rode around with nothing on.
Oh, her. Oh,
Lady Godiva.
Oh, Minnie, you have to get this book watch this film called Tracks. Tracks is a really good film.
Yeah, but she wasn't naked.
She did go naked. Because she was just crossing the desert with those camels, and she said, might as well go nude. And nobody minded. She ended up in Western Australia.
Camel did, but...
Oh, well, she missed all her camels because she doesn't know what happened to them. Maybe they got turned into camel burger.
Pal food. Dog food.
Anyway, yeah, there's a fantastic film called Tracks. So you must watch it.
Yeah, just fast forward the nude bits.
There were no nude bits in
You just said there was nude
in
bits.
the book I read where she wrote about her
now you
experience.
got everybody excited about nude bits, and there are no bits. There's no bits, just bits.
Okay, I am going to end this before it turns X-rated. You need to go to Samurai Beach, you know that. Which is the nudist beach there. Alright, bye for now.
Dudes. Alright, sis.